My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
What's going on, people? So, this topic, this topic came to me because I get, quite a few messages from some of my viewers saying, listen, gaming is just not as fun for me as it used to be. I'm just not as passionate for it. Things are not the same. I'm not sure if it's because I'm not as young as I used to be or I'm focused on different things, but I don't know, man. This gen just hasn't really been all that special. It's lacking something. And I definitely see where they're coming from. This gen has not been as lit as a lot of us would have hoped for. We've had some bright spots so far this gen, but we've had a lot of dark times, so a lot of people, they're just, when it just comes to gaming, it's not that you don't enjoy it no more. It's just that you're not as passionate for it as you used to be, and I definitely agree. Like, even to some extent, that's exactly how I feel, but then I started thinking about how I got into games and why I still play games today, and just all the memories I have from like playing games back on PS2 or PlayStation 1, or just like all the good times that I remember that I was like, son, I used to play games all freaking day. So what I'm going to do is tell y'all my top 5 gaming memories that I have. Now, I got a lot, but I'm gonna just make this a top 5. If y'all want to see a part 2, leave that down in the comment section below, sucker. So, I got some memories that I could discuss of just how fun gaming used to be for me. So let's get into that. My top 5 gaming memories.
Oh. Jeez Louise! Oh my! Are you kidding me?
So this one right here was like my introduction to games. Like, before this, I wasn't really aware, of playing games in front of the freaking TV with a controller. At this time, I was just, playing with toys, But when I got this is really like what started, off my freaking gaming habit. So I think I was like 5 or 6 around this time, and this was back when we was in the old house, with my 2 sisters, my mom, and my dad before they got divorced. So I was, I forgot what I was doing at the time, but I just remember my uncle. He came to our house and he had a box in his hands. No one really knew what it was, and it was kind of rare to get. Not rare, but from this particular uncle, it kind of was a special day if you got something from him. So one day he just showed up at our house, on a complete random notice, and he had a box in his hands, and he told me and my 2 sisters that it was for us 3. So I think it was my mom or dad who opened up the box, and he was watching us, and when the box was open, it was a Sega Genesis, and it had the Animaniacs, if y'all can remember that cartoon way back in the day, with Pinky and the Brain and Sonic the Hedgehog. And man, son, that is literally what started the habit. And I remember my mom had to pull me away from that junk, because I would literally wake up, because I think this was before like I was in school too, because I was like 5 or 6 around. Was it? I don't know. I think I was like I was either going to like preschool. I was just starting preschool, or I wasn't in school at the time. I forget. But the point is, when that Sega Genesis was opened, and my mom connected it to the TV, and I had the Animaniacs and Sonic the Hedgehog, and I never forget when you turn on that jump for the first time, and it says Sega, and I was like, I could visually remember me literally staying in front of that TV from the time I woke up to the time that I had, that I had to eat or go to sleep, and I would literally play the Animaniacs and Sonic the Hedgehog all day. Sometimes my freaking sisters would have to pull me away from the freaking controller because they wanted to play. But man, that is really what started. That is really what started my freaking love for games, my addiction to games. It's all because of the Sega Genesis. My second favorite gaming memory. This was around the time to where we were in the era with the PS2, to where back then the PS2 was a freaking juggernaut. No one was stopping the PS2. Nobody. We were in the PS2 era, the GameCube era, and the Xbox era. You know, the Xbox was the new console. This was Microsoft's first game console, so it had like a lot of hype around it at the time. And I remember this was before I had a PS2 or Xbox or GameCube. I still didn't have, a next gen console at that time. And I remember that I would go to my friend's house and he had the GameCube and he had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. He had Super Smash Bros. Melee. God damn, bro, gaming back then, it was so mad. I think that is hands down to me the best era of gaming ever. The PS2, GameCube, Xbox era. So many good times from that era. But I remember he had the GameCube, and I would go to his house sometimes to play his games because I wanted to play the freaking GameCube, and I wanted my own. And I used to remember when I was younger, I literally could almost get anything that I would want. I would like really start to pout around the house, and I wouldn't eat. I would not eat. I would cry. I would beg, and I was literally pouting around the house for I think like a month because I wanted the GameCube. But back then, like, even my sisters, like, they kind of were jealous because the second I would start to do that, my mom would always give in and try to get me whatever I wanted, So I was pouting around the house, saying, "Mom, I want a GameCube, And she was just like, "Boy, I ain't getting you nothing out here. Dude, you got some GameCube money?" I used to remember she would say that jump for everything I wanted. If it don't matter what it was, if I was like, "Mom, can we get some McDonald's?" "You got some McDonald's money?" She would say that jump for everything. But I wanted a GameCube. And this was like going on like a month plus. And I was just like, man, I need a freaking GameCube. I ain't got no job. I ain't got my own money, and stuff like that. I was like, how old was I? I was probably like how old was I? God dang. I was no older than like 12, maybe 11 at that time, maybe 10, But I remember she came home one day from work. And she called the house phone, and she told me to come outside and help her with some next gen groceries. So I come out, I come outside and I bring in some of the groceries and stuff like that. I go back inside the house. She comes in later with like this brown big paper bag, and she comes inside my room, and then she just gives the bag to me, and she has a smile on her face. I'm like, the freak? Wasn't really sure because I think this was the first time she ever like surprised me with a game console, because this was before my birthday. Like, I was trying to get this before my birthday came in November, So this was like, I got it way more early as than expected. So she gives me this bag, and she's smiling, and I look inside the bag, and then there's like a black trash bag. So then I take out the black trash bag, and then I take the thing out, and it's a freaking GameCube. It's a freaking GameCube. And y'all have to remember, back then, yes, the PS2, sucker, no one was beating the PS2 back then. The library on the PS2 was too good to even really compete with it. But the GameCube and Xbox were really respectable consoles. That was like the era to where if you had a PS2, GameCube, or Xbox, you had some good stuff to play on either of those consoles. But I got the GameCube, and then I had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle with it, and I literally remember me jumping up, running outside. I was like, I got it! I got a GameCube. And my mom, she started to laugh and stuff. I was so freaking excited. My sister came downstairs jealous as heck because I got a GameCube and stuff like that. Man, and I set that junk up. And it's different when like you're playing, those games at your friend's house. When I had my own GameCube and I turned that junk on and that intro started, and then I put in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and you start that junk, and the first stage I think was City Escape, and you're freaking on the skateboard with the Sonic, and it's like rolling around at the speed. I literally remember all of this stuff. That memory, oh my god, I had so much fun that day, son. It was so lit. So that is my second gaming memory. Number 3. This was when I had my GameCube. This was some time after I had my GameCube, and I just recently got Super Smash Bros. Melee. And back then, if you had a GameCube, you were guaranteed to have 2 of its games: Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and Super Smash Bros. Melee. To me, till this day, I mean, I haven't played too much of the one on Wii U. I've played like that for like an hour, but till this day, Super Smash Bros. Melee is the best Smash Brothers out of all of them, but I remember my mom, this was again after some time I had the GameCube, and I just got Super Smash Bros. Like very recently, but my mom on weekends, she would work most of the time, and she would like leave the house like around like 5:30, so she would leave the house, and I would literally set my alarm, and you go through school and all of that stuff. And then the weekdays back then, I mean, you had the cartoon shows to look forward to back when cartoon shows were actually really good. Just waking up on a Saturday morning to watch, boy, you don't even know. Cartoons back in the day on the weekdays on Saturday morning, and you ain't have no church to go to, lit. So back then, like the freaking weekends was freaking amazing, dude. So I woke up, when my mom had to go to work on the weekends, not weekdays. I think I said weekdays before. Weekends. And I would set my alarm to 6 o'clock a.m. I would literally wake up 6 o'clock a.m. on a Saturday morning, just because Saturday, when you were a kid back then, oh man, there was nothing like it, so I would wake up, make a bowl of cereal and stuff like that, but I would literally wake up that early to get on my GameCube and play Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I remember that, because I think they had the adventure mode, I think it was called, in Smash Bros. Melee, and it was like a little story mode you went through and stuff like that. And it was nothing like playing that game and just playing it. And then when you would unlock a new person to play with, it would say a new challenger. You didn't know who it was, and it would freaking show up in this freaking Mewtwo, and it was like, man. Son. And I remember when I went against Giga Bowser, I forgot what you had to do, because at the very ending of the adventure mode, you would fight Bowser on what's that stage called? Final Destination. And I forgot what you had to do, but once you beat him, if you did something, he would come back and transform into Giga Bowser, and he would freaking take up the entire freaking stage, man. I remember the first time I played against that dude, I was literally scared. I didn't know what to do because he was so freaking huge. But back then, waking up on the weekends on a Saturday when you had great cartoons to look forward to, your mom is gone, so no one can take you away from playing games, because at the time they had a divorce, my mom and dad, so I was living with my mom, and she was gone. Sucker, I had the house to myself, playing freaking games all day and freaking watching cartoons, playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, literally from like 6 o'clock in the morning to whenever I felt like getting off. Like, man, oh man, I used to do that junk like every weekend, on Saturday, Sunday, whatever, I was playing Super Smash Brothers early in the freaking morning, trying to unlock all the characters, trying to unlock everything, because Smash Bros. Melee had a lot of content and a lot of stuff to do, so I just remember me just loving those things. Alright, number four. Yeah, I'm gonna save that one for last. Number four, this was some time after I got my own PS2. At the time, I had a GameCube, and then eventually my sister got a PS2. I got jealous, and then I wanted my own PS2. Literally, I would pout around the house and get whatever I wanted. And eventually, my mom would cave in every freaking time. But this was when, like, the PS2 was it was some time, with the PS2, and they start to come out, with cheaper PS2 models, and it had, the Slim out and stuff like that. But I got my PS2, and I was playing it, for a while, and I used to remember, I didn't really know too much about online gaming. And this was like a little while after the network adapter for the PS2 came out, and you could buy it and then connect it to like the back of your PS2. And that's the way that you play online gaming on PS2. Before, you had to buy a network adapter, attach it to the back of your PS2, put in this disc for it, and like then that's how you got online. But I didn't really know about it back then. Before, if I wanted to play games with people, I call, my friends over. Hey, freaking come over here, bro. My mom's home. Let's play. And they would come over and play. Multiplayer gaming back then, it was all about split screen. That's why I don't really like how a lot of games are starting to lose split screen, because back then split screen was online gaming for us, but I didn't really know too much about online gaming. And I remember, sometimes during the summer, my cousin would come over, and he would just, tell me these stories about how he would be playing this game called SOCOM with his friends online, and how fun that junk was, and how just a completely different experience you got with it. He would just tell me these stories, and I would just like fantasize about, wow, just like how it really is. So he was, and just before he had left my house, he said that, because I had dial-up at the time. Freaking, you couldn't really, like, when you had dial-up, it was like, freaking stuff like that. So, but to play SOCOM, you needed fast access DSL to play it. You needed a DSL, you needed broadband to play it. And at the time, I had dial-up, so there were like certain games that you could play on PS2 with a dial-up connection. I think you could play, back then it was, Madden, you could play that. I think you could play Tribes Aerial Assault or something it was called. I had that as well. But most of the good games, you needed broadband, so there I go, pouting again. I'm starting to pout around the house, saying, Mom, can we please get freaking DSL? Can we please? I was trying to explain to her why we needed it. Of course, at one time, she was not hearing it. Boy, you got some fast access DSL money? I'm a broke suck. I ain't got jack, So eventually, though, she would cave in. Literally, I used to remember, I would pout, and I literally, after some time, I could get whatever I freaking wanted. Today, boy, you better buy that junk yourself, which I should buy it today, because I got, because I make my own money. But, anyways, eventually, she caves in. We get broadband, we got fast access DSL, and this was like, and again, yeah, we had a computer, yeah, we had internet, and you could get online and stuff like that. But back then, like, freaking amazing speed, to browse the web, it really wasn't a necessity back then. If you had the internet, period, you were a cool kid. It didn't matter how long it took to get to, a certain site. If you had the internet, period, with dial-up, you was good. So fast access DSL was like a new thing. Like, not all, like, back then, not a lot of people had, fast access DSL. But eventually we got it, and when I needed to get it, because my cousin kept on telling me these stories about SOCOM Online. So I got SOCOM 1 at GameStop used, but at the time SOCOM 2 was out now. So I played SOCOM Online for a little bit, and I would hear people talk and stuff like that. But most people now, they moved on to SOCOM 2. So then eventually I got SOCOM 2, and I got a PlayStation headset. And I remember, I literally remember when I got on SOCOM 2 and the and of course the population on SOCOM 2 was, way better than 1, because a lot of people moved on from 1 to 2. So there were a lot more players playing on SOCOM 2. It was way more competitive on SOCOM 2. People took that junk seriously. And I remember how when I got into a lobby, and back then, like, people on SOCOM, when you were in the lobby and like they wanted to play, they say, "Hey, green up, everyone, green up." Green up, suckers, we have to play right now. And people took SOCOM seriously, dude. Like, grown men playing SOCOM with freaking teenagers, like, yo, we gonna win. It's like people back then. And it was such a different experience, because when you first played a game like that online on PS2, it was my first time playing SOCOM 2 online with the headset. I have not had an experience like that after the next memory, I'm going to say. But since then, like, that was online gaming at its freaking peak. Playing SOCOM 2 online, competitive, clan wars, freaking, oh my lord, dude. I will never forget that first time I played SOCOM 2 online. And of course, you get raped, you get freaking destroyed for a while. But once I started to learn the game, and then you were getting clan invites. Oh my lord, dude! When you get that first clan invite, and they had like clan tryouts, and like they would see like how you play, and then like try to recruit. Man, you don't understand like how lit online gaming used to be. You cannot get that experience in no online game today. None. That whole experience is completely gone, dude. Now, if you're freaking on a mic, you get on, the first word you hear is, "You freaking nigga." It's like the freak. That's why I stay inside of a party chat now, suckers. But SOCOM 2 online, playing that junk with the headset, talking to people around the world. Back then, that junk was completely new, and getting clan invites and doing clan matches, people taking that junk seriously, literally making, like, friends online. You would add them to your to your friends list and stuff like that, man. I'll never forget that. Last but not least, number 5. Number 5 goes to why it kind of pains me to try to play the game today. Again, it's not a bad game today, but it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be in its glory days. Back then, we're still in the era with the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Back then, GameCube didn't really have online. I remember at one point it was there were some rumors going on that somehow you could play games online on the GameCube. I'm not sure if that was like a real thing. I don't think it was. I don't think that you could play online on the GameCube, but on PS2 and Xbox you could. And the Xbox was the first not the first console in history. I think the Dreamcast you could play online as well. But back in this era, when the Xbox came out, it did a lot of stuff that, some consoles were not doing. You did not need to buy a freaking memory. You did not need to buy a memory card to save your games. The Xbox was I think the first console that had like a built-in hard drive, and it would just save it to your Xbox and stuff like that, and had a had an Ethernet port and stuff like that, so you could play online. This was like a while after the network adapter came out on PS2, because the Xbox had online abilities and the PS2 did not. But anyways, I'm on Xbox. I have all 3 consoles at this time. I got a PS2, I got a GameCube, I got an Xbox. No sucker could tell me nothing. Okay, so but I remember and this was when I would go to my friend's house and play, and we would play Halo for a while. We would play some Halo 1, and then eventually 2 came out, and I didn't have 2 at the time. I didn't even have 1 at the time. If I wanted to play Halo, I went to my friend's house. I used to go to my friend's house to, play games or play, games outside, because back then we would actually go outside and just do things like play Manhunt. Oh my lord, dude. People don't really go outside to play anymore. Like, if you go outside, it's not to play. You're either doing something you're not supposed to be doing or whatever else. But back then, and like back in the days, kids would actually go outside and like come up with games to play with each other. Like, it was crazy, right? Now kids just stay inside all day and watch porn, but eventually I got Halo 2 on Xbox. And it wasn't like when it first came out, because when Halo 2 first came out, I didn't have Xbox at the time. This was some time after, but we weren't seeing 3 yet. I think 3 was not going to come out. Well, the 360 wasn't even out yet at the time. So the 360 came out like in like 2005. So this must have been like in 03. Into 2004, because the 360, it came out sometime in 05, and then the whole red ring of death thing. But I had Halo 2. It was still the current Halo on the market. And pretty much, I mean, I could go into all the freaking times I had on that junk, but still to this day, and I loved SOCOM. I love SOCOM. Like, back in the day, online gaming for me was all about SOCOM and Halo. Those were the best games to play for the online experience that you wanted. But Halo 2, my lord. Halo 2. PS2 had SOCOM, Xbox had Halo. And Halo was the most popular shooter at the freaking time. Everyone was playing Halo back then. Like, you would get an Xbox literally just to play Halo. And it wasn't like the Halo today. This was when Halo was in its prime. This was when Halo could not be stopped. Everyone was playing Halo. So Halo 2, still to this day, my favorite Halo in history. No Halo can even come close to Halo 2, as far as the online goes. But man, just the memories I have playing Halo 2 online. You want to talk about having no life? Seriously, you want to talk about having no life? I literally remember that I would stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning. My mom would come downstairs saying, "Boy, don't you know you got school tomorrow?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm doing the clan match." And back then, MLG was just starting to start up, and like people were becoming like pro game players. I personally remember MLG starting with Halo. Halo is really what got MLG popular. So I remember, that was a whole thing, and people were like starting to become professional gamers and getting paid to play freaking video games. I was like, what the freak is this? I want in. So back then you would literally try to legit try to practice and hone your skills in Halo. And dude, you don't understand. You really, that was when I took gaming seriously. That was when I would literally, dude, I'm not saying that I was like the best, but back when I was really trying to become a professional gamer, because I was hearing people were getting paid, dude, I used to remember that I would like look up, things online, and it will like give you tips to play Halo 2 back in the day. You want to talk about a competitive game? They had tips online of just how to improve your game. Dude, it was crazy. And I remember I would go to certain websites and print out papers of just tips about Halo 2, just how to play the game, how to get better. And I would literally do that every single day, just trying to get better at Halo to at one point, like when I was on a clan, like they would say, okay, you're playing the you're playing the Slayer role, because you had people that just went out and slayed. You had support players, you had the objective players. I was the Slayer. I slayed. Dude, Halo 2, that is why it is so hard for me to play. Even Halo 5. Halo 5, again, it's not a bad game as far as that online goes. That story. But the online, I enjoy playing Halo 5. But if you played Halo back in its glory days, it is so hard to play Halo without thinking how good this junk used to be. Like, just how good Halo really used to be. Halo 2, again, I love SOCOM. I really did. I loved SOCOM. But there was, for some reason, I literally was that thing. That was the only game in history. Well, and SOCOM, but I was literally addicted to Halo. Like I literally was. I was addicted. It's a no. I was addicted to Halo 2, man. I was literally trying to become the best player in the freaking. That is the only time I took gaming seriously. These days, I mean, I might, take it serious for like 10 minutes, but then I just fall back. I don't like unless I'm trying to really become a better player or like get better, whatever. I just don't really take gaming as seriously as I used to back in Halo 2. But yeah, that's a memory. So I don't want this video to be too long. I could go in. If y'all do want to see a part 2, just let me know down in the comments below. If you guys, I know y'all got some gaming memories out there. Every gamer has some memories that you will always remember playing, a certain game or what went down that day or how you got that console. I know y'all suckers got some memories. Don't lie to me. Okay, so leave y'all top 5 gaming memories down in the comments below. Again, if y'all want to see a part 2, let me know, because I got a lot more. I got a lot more memories to say. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, gaming is not as, just the quality of gaming is just not as good as it used to be. I'm not sure if it's because we, are older these days, but there are still certain games that come out that remind you, okay, this is why I play games. And hopefully when Quantum Break comes out, and you already know that Uncharted 4 and then Horizon and all this other stuff, and No Man's playing it and all these other games. There are still games that come out that remind you, this is why I play games. This is why I became a gamer, So what are your top 5 gaming memories? I really want to see. I will read every comment. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I greatly appreciate if you rate the video, my brothers and sisters. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up. No. It could be a thumbs down, but what I do ask every brother and every sweet sister is to just rate the video, my brothers and sisters. So saying that, what are your top 5 gaming memories?